So our next speaker is Ashani Jasmin. Now Ashani gasps whenever she sees a dog. So do I. She's going to be here to talk about growing up, sort of. With her speech, please give a round of applause. Their speech entitled Cal Devils of Buffalo, New York. Ashani Jasmin!
New York, last summer. Calder Hulse is getting married, and I'm not there. I am pounding the streets of Manhattan furiously, having just given away my friend's Airbnb host to her landlord. And two guys take me aside in the street, shove a CD into my hand and demand a donation. And instead of giving them $0 or $4, I give them $20. In the same journey, I lose my debit card, just to add insult to injury. Calder Hulse is getting married, and I'm not there. I wasn't invited. October 2013. I have just moved to the city. For the first time in my life, I move into a room of my own on the Jubilee line out of a friend's house, and my suitcase follows me behind me like a cat or a familiar. And it follows me so closely that one day it ends up behind me in the line for a Radiohead concert. Calder Hulse is also in the line behind me. And 2 days in a row, we end up next to each other and my suitcase. On the second day, someone decides to yell at me about the fact that I've decided to bring a suitcase to a rock concert. And he's the first person to step up and defend me. And that day, he teaches me something very important about how to be sensitive, and something that I'm still learning 6 years later. The next day, after the concert is over, I think I'll never see him again, but I decide to dial his number, and it costs me £2 because he's from America. But I do it anyway, and it's completely worth it. We eat noodles, and we talk about music, and he deposits me on my doorstep, and I never see him again. And that evening, I write a poem called Calder Hulse of New York. I write him letters sometimes, even now. He's like a small god. I know he's there, but I never see him or hear from him. Autumn 2016. I get a frantic message one morning from a girl called Natalie, who's a complete stranger to me. And she's writing me about a poem that I wrote the same night that I left Calder and never saw him again. Because she's left her phone in Calder Hulse's car, and the only thing she can find when she Googles his name is my poem. So I do what any good citizen would do. I send him 5 frantic emails. Miraculously, despite never responding to any of my emails, he manages to come through on this one occasion, and the autumn is forgiving, and orange and dry and beautiful, and Calder and Natalie go for a walk in it. Last summer, New York. Calder and Natalie are getting married, and I'm not invited, and I've never been happier.